Welcome back in, everyone, to EA Sports coverage of the NFL. We're just about set for a kickoff as we resume action in the second quarter. Gano out to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Set the tone, defense. Defense, let's go. Switch.
They'll run with Hunt. He finds an opening past the 40. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. Kareem Hunt, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 8. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Now they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They go play action now. Haskins under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The man wreaking havoc there, Gerald McCoy, the D tackle.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. 2nd down, Haskins. And the pressure gets to him again. Geno Atkins picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Here's Haskins to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly third and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. On the return is Cohen. Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the Bears take over. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. He's in his own second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On second down, it's Hunt, and he'll get it down here to the 43. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
Now, after the run by Hunt, here's first and 10.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Watch the run. Watch the safety.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. Get Mike. Check 26.
Now Cohen. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Mike, Luke 58. It's been a long day for you.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. They'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And down to the 16-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. And able to push his way forward here for a good little game.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. And let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here. Watch the edge. Go right.
They'll run. This is Hunt. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Let's go. Slam, slam, slam. Get 300. Get 300.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
54. I'm not ready. Tighten up, tighten up. Live.
Now Rodgers. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Julian Edelman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Extra point try for Gostkowski. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And we turn our focus to Doug Martin. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we draw so far, they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. On 1st down, it's Haskins. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this 1st half. On 2nd and 9, Haskins throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hopkins. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Inside. Hey, take 26.
They'll begin the drive with Hunt, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit, but first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. A field goal, the difference. 17-14, the final. From there, we head out west to the Golden State. Check on the Rams at home in L.A. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. 2 touchdown passes there for Marcus Mariota. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Carson Wentz, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
So that'll back them up 5.
Still first down.
The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Throwing now is Rodgers. And caught left side, Olsen. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him to first.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it.
319. 54 Mike. Here we go, here we go.
On first down, Rodgers. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. On second down now, it's Cohen. 9 yards on the pickup there as he'll be left with 3rd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
We own them. We own them. Over.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here...
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did. Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, hole in the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, hole in the wrist, I never switch, ice in the wrist, I get the money but I never switch. They saying you switch it, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit.
Back now on EA Sports at Venerable Soldier Field here in Chicago. It's Bear football as we get set to rejoin the action in quarter number 3.
Check, walk 54, walk. Okay, over here. Hey, 88. Watch,
On 2nd down, it's Hunt. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Glover Quinn there on the stop. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And that will be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Haskins to throw on 2nd down. Letting one go deep for it. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Quincy Enunwa, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. And there, a post route started out right, caught it in the middle of the field, went into the end zone. What typically makes those successful, those deep post routes?
You need help from your complementary receivers, okay? The guy that you want to get the ball is the guy that we just saw catch it and take it into the end zone. So he needs help from the other guys who have to occupy anyone in the middle of the field. Whether it's one safety, sometimes you get 2 guys in there, either run routes at them so they have to cover them, or somehow freeze them by running underneath them and hoping to draw them towards the line of scrimmage and throw it over his head.
That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
False start, offense.
Big Dwayne Brown, the tackle, guilty there.
Still first down.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Here we go, G. Get off the field. Kill. Hey, black. Over, up,
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And Green with a catch left side. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Green once again the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. Escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Danielle Hunter. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the scrambler or the dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and forever. Now it's Rodgers. The screen pass here to Cohen. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And out now come the Vikings. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
They go play action here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Geno Atkins able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. On play action, Haskins. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They give to Martin. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on first and second down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a first down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on fourth down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on first and second down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
Again, it's Cohen. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
This is Hunt, and he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. No surprise this offense would be able to convert. They're currently second in the league in first downs, and they pick up one here.
Yeah, not a stat that we talk about a heck of a lot, but it's a vital one. And in this case, it's really vital because what does it do? Keeps their defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. 26. 56.
Rodgers now on first down. Airing this one out for Fitzgerald. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. And now it's second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Rodgers will try again on second down. Over the middle, complete. It's Cohen. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
All start offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still first down.
The false start backs him up 5, first and 15. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up first and 10. On play action, Rodgers. Now he's flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Danielle Hunter able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score Bears 23, Vikings 12.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Here's Hunt. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Bears on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 16.
Check Mike 54. Wide left. Down to lose one.
On third down, here's Hunt. He spins free. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Deron Harmon makes the tackle.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's Haskins. Incomplete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Vikings on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now Haskins, and that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Sam Martin now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. Kareem Hunt and the rest of the offense making their way back out there. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's getting off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case,
it'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers being chased out left. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Hey, get. Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. Hey, check 26.
On 1st down, Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46.
56 to Mike. 56 right. Hey, defense.
1st down, a run with Cohen. On the tackle that time, it's Trey Waynes. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
On 2nd down now, it's Cohen. Avery Williamson, the Jets' leading tackler a season ago, in on the stop.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The Bears on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check, 56. Here we go. No.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers.
It's a party now. It's a party now. Jimmy. 56, look at this.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Larry Fitzgerald. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bears will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The point after try for Gostkowski. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And the pass complete to Anunwa, and he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win? This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. And now this throw complete to Washington. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more.
Now the ball comes loose, and this is picked up by the Bears. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Gostkowski for the point after. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now look at Quincy Anunwa and the rest of the offense heading back out. They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point.
Check.
Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Let's go, baby. Turnover. Get that ball. Get that ball.
On 2nd down, here's Haskins. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
And, Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Haskins on 1st down. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a pickup of 12. 2nd play in a row with a 12-yard gain. On 1st down, it's Haskins. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
2nd and 10. Here's Haskins again. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Looking to throw, Haskins. Over the middle, that's caught by Ross. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Janoris Jenkins with good coverage that time as he was able to get in there and knock it away. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Throwing again, here's Haskins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. They can't stop Bruce Irvin there as he slips in for the sack. Now it's Haskins. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. DeAndre Hopkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, That meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Gano the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
21. Watch out.
The first throw here for the backup Garoppolo. To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
They'll run on first down. It's Hunt. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Chicago, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. Now they will hit the road next week for a date with the Oakland Raiders. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.